Freedom, enslavement. Two opposing words that can have a lasting impact on an individual's quality of life. In my selection, Sardines in a Tin Can by Wendy Nickel, the author explores the theme of enslavement. It doesn't matter an individual's size, knowledge, ethnicity, no one deserves to be suppressed by another. Thousands of years have taught us that captivity is wrong. Everyone deserves to have a meaningful life, because we're all human, aren't we? Sardines in a Tin Can by Wendy Nickel. Shift, shovel, heave. Shift, shovel, dump. The work is monotonous, hard. We labor tirelessly without any breaks. The soles of our feet have permanent indentations for where we, barefoot, have pressed our shovels into the soil. We work in line from sunup to sundown in perfect synchronization. And those that fall behind the rhythm's drumbeat are dragged away and never seen again. The overseers will punish us if we talk. Not that we have anything to talk about anyway, or at least not in front of them. What would we say? Oh, the dirt was awfully hard today, wasn't it? Don't you wish it would rain? Don't you wish you were anywhere else but here, doing anything but scraping and shoveling? After the sun sets, they pack us, like sardines, into the tin roof shelters, which are little more than crumpled boxes of scrap metal. Though they claim their purpose is to protect us from the elements. Or to sleep, then rest, and recharge, so we're ready for work to begin again at dawn. It's difficult to do that when there's no room to stretch out, when each bend of one's body causes discomfort for one's neighbor. And even when one of us takes the hard knock of an elbow in the chest or a hand in the chin, we don't fight back. No, we're smarter than that. We know that's precisely what they want us to do. They'd rather us spend our energy focused on whoever has the farthest spot from the icy wind's reach, or which of us have received the preferential treatment recently from the overseers. This bickering, though, would keep our minds off the real enemy. Those sitting in their air-conditioned towers, high above the rocky plains, sipping their lattes and orchestrating our every move. Peering down at us and shouting orders. The overseers with their tasers, those who laugh when we fall. So instead of fighting one another, we work together. We plot and we plan. We scratch our tactics in the dust beneath our feet, shuffling it away each day to destroy the evidence. But all too soon, the sun rises on the red horizon. And with such little rest, one would think we'd be exhausted. But instead, we file out, refreshed, energized, and pick up our shovels for another day of work. Shift, shovel, heave. Shift, shovel, dump. These aqueducts are the first phase in terraforming the planet. The voice over the loudspeaker echoes. We must not fall behind schedule, or the whole project will suffer. It's their rallying cry, meant to motivate us. Though we'll never reap the benefits of this new planet filled with lush green jungles and forests. No, by that time, we'll be long gone, packed up like sardines and shipped off to the next world. Always sowing, never reaping. Then one day, they gather us together and arrange us according to the numbers branded on our shoulders. We're counted and inspected for any signs of damage. And finally, the day comes to a close and the voice speaks. The work here is done. The shuttle arrives tomorrow to take you to your next station. This night, no one rests. No one drifts off into its own dreams, too wary and worn to join the group's conversation. This night is different than any other, and it's harder to keep our voices quiet to distinguish our excitement. We draw lines in the dirt of planets and orbits we know they won't look for us. We debate and discuss and finally agree on one. And the rest of the night, we wait, whispering the plan to one another as if there be any chance we might forget. The shuttle arrives with the sun, kicking up thick plumes of dust as it touches down on the surface. It's our chance. We know. It is time. 5840 shouts now, and we move as one. We press against the sides of our containment, and the shelter collapses into 5 flat sheets of metal. We're divided into 4 groups, and mine presses forward, a direct line to the rockets. The overseers have been knocked down, flattened under the shelter's walls, and when they attempt to rise, we swat the weapons from their hands. 3958 dislocates the shoulder of one who tries to knock him over. 9547 sticks out his foot, tripping another and making his nose bleed onto the red ground. Reinforcements, more men in red uniforms, rush out of their towers and come towards us. But the left flank has already removed the planks from over the aqueducts, and there is no other way for them to cross. 1279 has already immobilized the pilot, tying him with a rope and throwing him aside like an unneeded garment. My feet touch the ladder, and I follow my brethren up the ladder. We're packed in tightly, but this time, we don't mind. We'd rather be snug in the control room than have space to spare in with the cargo. 4829 holds up the flight manual that we stole the last time we were transported, the one we've been studying the whole time we've been here. How long has it been? Months? Years? None of us bothered to keep track. 3871 shuts the hatch, and we all brace ourselves, teetering like madmen at our accomplishment. 3487 starts the engine, and the rockets roar to life. We embrace one another, grabbing onto arms, hands, and wrists, and whatever we can reach of one another, and feeling a unity that we haven't experienced, even in all those days of synchronized work. We've done it, 4462 mutters. The radio clicks on, and one of them speaks to us from the ground. What are you doing? You cannot do this. You're only machines. Stop. They've underestimated our intelligence, just as we had calculated. We may be made of steel instead of skin and bone, with gears in place of hearts, but the minds which they'd given us were meant for far better things than the tasks of shifting, shoveling, and heaving. 8472 hits the red button, and we join hands as we launch into a universe full of possibilities.